Everyone in the jiu-jitsu class laughed when the petite woman in oversized gym clothes walked onto the mat, but 14 seconds later, they were silent because the woman they mocked had just submitted a black belt with a move so clean, even. The instructor froze. Madeline Rivers was never one to stand out. In her late 30s, soft-spoken and recently divorced, she had spent years putting everyone else first: her husband, job, and family. When she finally decided to join a local jiu-jitsu class to reclaim her strength and confidence, she didn't come in with flashy gear or a chip on her shoulder, just quiet determination. Wait a second and tell us where you're watching from in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories like this. The moment she walked into the gym, the energy shifted. The instructor, Coach Bradley, gave her a lukewarm welcome while the younger trainees exchanged smirks. Some whispered, "Is she lost?" Others chuckled, watching her tie the belt of her borrowed gi all wrong. She smiled politely, ignored the comments, and stood at the back. No one knew her history, least of all that she was once an Olympic-level wrestler who'd left the sport after a traumatic injury and personal loss. They only saw a simple woman who looked like she didn't belong. The class progressed with warm-ups and drills. Madeline followed along, her movements precise but reserved. She didn't correct anyone and didn't show off. She even let a cocky blue belt named Jason talk down to her as he demonstrated techniques. Coach Bradley eventually announced sparring rounds. "Madeline, why don't you go with Jason? Take it slow." Jason smirked. "I'll be gentle." Madeline nodded. They bowed, stepped onto the mat, and engaged. At first, Jason played around, trying to make her chase him. He exaggeratedly feinted and chuckled, muttering, "You're gonna break a nail?" But then Madeline shifted. Her eyes locked in. Her stance changed. She transitioned from a defensive guard to a triangle choke in one fluid motion. Flawless, tight, and fast. Jason tapped out. The timer had barely hit 14 seconds. The room went dead silent. Coach Bradley stepped forward, stunned. "Wait! What just happened?" Jason sat up, red-faced and gasping. She caught me. I couldn't move." Madeline helped him up, calm and collected. Coach blinked. "Where did you train before?" Madeline smiled gently. "Olympic camp. Wrestled professionally. In my 20s. I've been out of the game for a while, but muscle memory's a funny thing." Whispers turned to dropped jaws. Even the ones who mocked her earlier now watched with a new kind of respect. Or was it awe? The coach asked her to spar, again this time with a purple belt. The result was the same. Clean technique, total control, and submission in seconds. In less than 10 minutes, the woman who had been ridiculed, dismissed, and underestimated became the most respected person in the room. Coach Bradley publicly apologized for not taking her seriously. "You've got a spot here anytime. In fact, we'd be honored if you taught a seminar." Madeline wasn't interested in revenge or proving anyone wrong. She only wanted to feel strong again. But at that moment, she realized her story could empower others by fighting and never letting others define their limits. The video of her submitting to Jason went viral days later. Titled "Underdog Destroys Ego in 14 Seconds, it wasn't just a clip. It was a statement. People everywhere shared it with captions like, "Never judge a book by its cover," and "Age, size, or gender doesn't determine strength." Madeline began receiving messages from women worldwide, mothers, teachers, nurses, thanking her for reminding them that quiet strength is still strength. She eventually started hosting self-defense workshops, using her story to teach more than just technique. She taught resilience, self-belief, and the power of rising silently until the world can't help but hear you. If you enjoyed this story and thought it was provoking, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful narratives. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Take care.